this is the first of a series of videos I'm going to do, which are aimed at both the novice gardener or somebody who wants a garden to look lovely but doesn't want to be a slave to it. So these plants will grow in virtually any setting. They're very low maintenance and they're really good doers. They're what I call my fail-safe plants. Now, we're at the tail end of winter, and therefore for my first video in the series I'm going to be focusing on evergreens. Now, evergreens are really important because they give you structure and form, terms that you're going to hear over and over again, but they are really important. But they also just give you greenery, they give you life, and a lot of them will also give you flowers or fruit throughout the season as well. So here's my top 5 evergreen fail-safe plants. The first is an Osmanthus, and Osmanthus Bow. Now, I love this plant because I like the foliage. It's a really nice rich green colour. It makes a really good backdrop to showier planting schemes later on in the year. And in mid-spring it starts producing these they're quite small each flower, but they're really highly scented and they come out in profusion. I don't know if you can see here, there's a picture on the plant card just showing how profuse the flowers can be. And they're little mini trumpet shapes and they're really, really pretty, and the smell is to die for. So that's my number 1. Likewise, this is a Choicea Turna Arter, and this also produces scented flowers. These ones are more star-shaped and they come out later in the year, so usually around early midsummer. But the thing with this one is you'll often get a second flush at the end of summer, and I really like this divided glossy foliage. So that's my number 2. Number 3, now this plant is practically bomb-proof. It's called Viburnum tinus, and it's got the added bonus in winter of flowering. So this one's cultivar called French white, and the flowers are, you know, virtually pure white, as you can see. But even the buds are quite pretty. So the flowers tend to open from about December through to March, sometimes even April, and this one will make really good hedging as well. So you can cut it back, not really neat clipped hedging, but informal flowering hedging. It's really good, and it can even tolerate quite shady spots, so that's good. Then we've got things like Skinnies. Now, there's all sorts of different types of Skinnies, but the main thing you need to know about Skinnies is there's separate male and female plants, and it's only the female plants that will produce the red berries, and they will only produce those if there's a male plant nearby. So this is a male plant. I think it's just as showy, and it's got these beautiful pink buds, and these form in the autumn, and they last all the way through to early mid-spring, which is when they start to open. So you get these really showy clusters of creamy flowers in the spring, but what you've got throughout the winter is this really pretty colour and the green foliage. And if you grow the female plant, then you will also get these autumn bright red berries, which, as you can see, can sometimes last all the way through the winter. My last little evergreen is a low growing ground cover, and this one is a Vinca. Again, they come in There's lots of different types, but what they do is they form low creeping ground cover, and all these lax stems, they tend to, I think I saw one, but they'll root where they touch the ground, so they spread to form, you know, quite a good sized clump in time. But the best thing about them is from late winter through to almost early autumn, they are virtually continuously producing their flowers, so they're just studded with colour, and that's a phenomenally long flowering period for an evergreen. So again, this one will tolerate quite shady conditions. It's very good for planting underneath established trees and shrubs. So there you are. This is the first of a series, and I hope you found it helpful.